Hey, what's up, guys? This is Paul. Now, I wasn't actually going to do this video until I'd launched my podcast for a little while, but I just want to document it, right? Because especially for you guys who are interested in running your own podcast, I'm going to show you the exact tactics I used 2 days ago to launch my podcast to get in the charts. And I'm number 8 in the UK. I'm I think I was number 34 yesterday in the US for marketing. Okay, you can actually see this is the Apple charts here. And I was coming up on my phone. I actually got suggested to myself on my phone on Apple Podcasts, and I was actually above some of my favourite podcasts yesterday. I was looking at that. I was actually above in the charts. So amazing things have happened. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through equipment you need, okay, just to get going. And secondly, you can. I'll also go through the platform to use, because once you upload it, it's really simple. And for me, it was idiot proof, and I like things that are just easy to put together to get going. Okay, so first of all, get yourself a microphone if you haven't got one. Now, I use the Blue Yeti. Okay, so that's this microphone here. Okay, I'll just point that down there so you can see it. Okay, that's the Blue Yeti, and the Blue Yeti is about $100. It varies in price. You can get one secondhand on eBay. And it's USB, so it just plugs into your computer. So that's the one I recommend. That's probably not the best one to run a really professional podcast, but you could get started with this, and then obviously as you develop your podcast, you can upgrade and get some really, really good podcast microphones that are inexpensive. But this one's the one that I've been using on YouTube and all my videos and all my training videos, and it's working absolutely fine. So it's a great one to get started with, okay? But I'm sure there are better ones. But this one's, inexpensive. But I wouldn't use the microphone. I mean, you could if you want to. You could just talk into your phone. You could talk into your computer. But I would recommend getting a half decent microphone just to get going. And that's about it. And then you need something to record your audio onto. Now, there's a free piece of software called GarageBand that you can get on the Mac. You can also, you could record it on Zoom. You can actually go and record your audio on Zoom. Just press the record button and then upload it. You could record it on a number of things. I actually use ScreenFlow. Okay, ScreenFlow is about $150, one-time payment. You can use it forever. But ScreenFlow is, obviously not an audio platform specifically. It's more for my video editing, but it does audio as well. So I use it for that. So you can find something to record audio onto. There's going to be a number of free services out there. That's kind of by the by. As long as you've got a decent microphone and you've got something to record and download an MP4, you're good to go. Once you've done that, then you want to hop over to Buzzsprout. Now, I'll put a link on the screen. It's tripfunnels.com/Buzzsprout. And you will basically, as well, when you sign up through my link, you're going to get a $20 Amazon gift voucher on your second payment. And you can sign up now for free because as you're getting everything set up, you can actually log in and have a look around, and it's so simple. It's so amazing, right? Now, what I'd recommend is getting yourself a piece of artwork done on Canva. So actually, when you go to update artwork, first thing is you'll have this kind of thing that's, null and void, like a little microphone. And then you come in here, you want to add a post. I only just added this today. I missed this, and even though I've been hitting the charts, I missed this, but you want to add a podcast description because this is going to appear in iTunes and everything right next to your podcast. So I just put in latest strategies on funnels or something, and it still hit the charts. So as you can see, look, I'll show you the charts in a minute, but you can see I'm number 8 in the UK for this one. If I go back here, you'll see I've hit all of these different charts. I actually went down yesterday because on the first day we had a surge because there's lots of people watching lots of my episodes. Then we went down, and today we've had a lot more people subscribe because we've sent out an email for one of the first episodes. So these have gone down a little bit because on the first or second day they literally went straight in the charts, like very high. But you can see, yesterday in Spain, today we're 51. Yesterday we were 35, if I'm counting that right. And you can see, this one here in Finland, we were, we're in the top 100. And this one here, Great Britain, this is for business, for the entire category of business. We're number 155 in the whole of the UK. That's just in one day. Actually, yesterday we were higher. We were 125 in the UK. And in the United States of America for marketing, we're now ranked number 64 in the whole of the US. So, that just goes to show that, I hear people saying that, there's only 1 million or so podcasts, and, there's a lot of room for movement. And obviously I've proved that. And I actually made some mistakes. So first thing you want to do is when you come over to Buzzsprout, is like I say, get yourself your artwork uploaded. Okay. Then you go over to our episodes. Okay. And then you're going to press new episode. Okay. And I would do this pretty much straight away. Now, what you can do, what I really love about this is you can set up a pre-roll and a post-roll. So you can have your intro and your outro. Now, your intro and outro can be updated at any stage as well, across your entire network or just on your new episodes. So you can actually do that here. So you can make changes to your post-roll and your pre-roll, and you can actually see I've got them. Let me just show you. It's under dynamic content here. Okay. And this is the one that I use every day. And then we had a special launch offer that we did. You can actually see, look, 243 downloads of that. And we've got a special one coming up today on the 4th of January. So if you want to go to find my podcast, I'll put a link in the show notes. Obviously, it's tripfunnels.com podcast. Go and listen to my episodes, and you will see today there's a special offer for all of my courses. And there's only 10 of them available. So, that's actually, I'm recording this on the 3rd. So you'll actually see this is going to go out on the 4th. So you'll actually see that this is going to be what you hear for that day. And then it's going to go back to this, right? So it's pretty cool, right? So you can kind of, you can basically upload the audio and you're good to go. Okay. So Magic Mastering is something that they offer for an extra $6 a month. And it will just basically smooth out your audio. So if you're doing that, I actually do it on my on ScreenFlow, because ScreenFlow does it. So if yours doesn't do that, you might want to consider that. But it's optional. You don't need to do it. But it just means that if I'm moving backwards and forwards, and it's going to keep it at one level. Whereas, as you can see, this gives you the examples. It's completely optional, but it's obviously going to create a better experience for your users if you want to do that. But again, you don't need to. So that's another option. And if we go over to players, so you also get a player with this. So you can embed this in your website. So I actually set one up today. I'll show you. It says Traffic Tube Secrets. So it's traffictubesecrets.com, and that's not working. So it's traffictubesecrets.com. So you can actually see I embedded both of the players on this page. Now, this isn't completed by any stretch of the imagination, but I just put this up today, and you can see if you press the podcast button, this should go over to my podcast on Buzzsprout, and this is what it will look like. You can actually customize this color at the top, or you can put a banner in, put your own image, and obviously once you've linked up to your to Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, those sort of things, they're all going to show up here. Now you can actually see I'm linked up to quite a few. So these are all the ones that I've linked up to, and this is all done via Buzzsprout. I didn't need to do any of that, right? So yeah, once you've done that, you've basically, let me go back to Buzzsprout. So you've gone into your general, you would need to add a host. I mean, I would just put in yourself, obviously if you've got any more hosts, add that in an image. And okay, this advanced stuff, just, do you want it episodic or do you want it seasonal? Some people do seasons, right? They'll do 6 episodes and they'll have a break. I do episodic because I'm going to be doing it every week. Okay. If I had a website address, I'd put that in here, but I'm not linking it to a website at this present time because I wanted to obviously get it up. Keywords here. This is good if people want to find your podcast. See, again, I haven't put this in, but I should put this in. So I should put in, Google, YouTube ranking. Okay. So we've put a few things in there. Again, I've only just spotted that. So it's a good job I'm doing this tutorial because literally launched it 2 days ago. So there we go. The copyright is on there. Do not allow other podcasts to import. So you can obviously decide what you want to do there. Okay. And then save podcast info. And it'll say 24 hours on that. Okay. But I've noticed everything's super fast, right? And then the website here is going to be your website URL. So they'll give you a weird one and you can change it. Obviously, change website URL. That was the one they gave me initially, and then I just put in Traffic Tube Secrets, and that's now my URL. So obviously, all straightforward stuff, right? You get the idea. And then you can change, this is where I change the color at the top, or you could upload an image here. It gives you the dimensions. You can do that in Canva. So pretty simple. Okay, so that's pretty good. Directories. Now, this all, when you haven't launched so basically when you've put some episodes up, okay, you're going to need to make one live on here. Okay, this was the mistake I made. So I just did the intro one and made it live. So when you're in these episodes, okay, to make one of these live, you can either schedule it. So you press this edit and then you can schedule it for whenever. Okay, I'm obviously going to press cancel. Or you can just publish it live now. So I would do an intro to your podcast, a short intro, and I would publish it straight away. And then that way you'll be able to see here under directories, you'll be able to see that you can start getting listed. And then all you need to do to get listed is literally go through each one of these. So when I'll show you Apple. So if you come to Apple, you can see this is my RSS feed. Okay. So this is what you will get with your podcast. And this is how your podcast and Buzzsprout are going to talk to all the other platforms. And I don't know if there's some sort of power that Buzzsprout has for getting you listed and getting you in the charts. But all I can say is that loads and loads of good things have happened by using this. So yeah, that's what happens is you get this, and this is what you're going to submit, and it gives you all the instructions. You obviously connect it to your Apple. I'm not going to go through that. It's just going to, talk to your Apple account that you've got. If you haven't got one, you can set one up, and then you can see that this Apple will end up giving you a URL once you've got listed, and then you save the Apple URL. Now it does say it will take up to 2 weeks. Mine took about 2 hours. So, I mean, I can't obviously guarantee, but, you want to do that as soon as possible. So as soon as you've got at least an intro or something, you want to get these listed. And what you can then do once they're listed is you can obviously make sure that you only go live on those platforms. Like when I uploaded to Apple on here, it had an option on Apple for me to choose when the podcast went live. And I didn't want it to go live until I had all 5 episodes. So something to consider. But you'll see when you go through that, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, so that's that one, and then this just says RSS feed, so you can see that's mine there. And again, we go back to episodes, directories. This is it, right? And then you do the same with Spotify, Google Podcasts. Now, all of these took under 24 hours, pretty much all of them. All the others are pretty straightforward. Amazon Music took a couple of hours. Spotify was fairly instant. Google took about a day. Pandora was still waiting, and tuning Alexa. And it will say listed because you'll get a URL that you drop in here, and then okay, and then it's listed on all these other ones that I literally just pressed these and it just did it, right? So this whole section here took me about half an hour tops, right? And then it automatically gets listed in all these other places, and then that's kind of it, really. You're kind of good to go. And then you can obviously, when you've got all your links, if you want to come and get these and put them in, like, when you're sending out emails, you could put listen on Spotify, listen on Apple. You'll have all your links, right? This is where you come to get them as well, right? Because if you think, I don't know where my Apple link is, but it's going to be down here, right? So I've got that there. I'll just show you that so you can kind of see. And there it is, okay? And this was the bit that didn't have anything written right here. So it's now here. So you can see, pretty cool. So the funny thing is that I've been hearing some like seasoned podcasters talk about this, talk about Buzzsprout. And when I heard 2 or 3 talking about it, I thought, well, I'll give it a go, right? And I've got nothing bad to say about it. It's just completely amazing. So if you want to get your podcast up and launched and just get it out there, and, obviously you can go and set this up as well. So you can play around with it. Like if you're nervous, if you're thinking, I haven't quite got everything ready, go to the link on the screen, go and set up your Buzzsprout account before you pay, right? So you can get yourself set up for free. You're ready to go. And then, the day you launch or the day before you launch, you can obviously upgrade it. The reason you've got to upgrade is because it's only going to be up for 90 days. And obviously, who wants a podcast to only be on Apple for 90 days or Spotify for 90 days, whatever, right? So you want to obviously upgrade before you go live. But you can obviously get everything set up. And I don't think they have a limit on their free trial thing. It's just basically that you can use it for free forever. with the limitations. So pretty cool. So yeah, link on the screen down below. This was there anything else? Oh, stats. Let me show you my stats. Okay, because this is my favourite part. This is the bit I'm loving, right? So you can see I've had, look, that literally went up while we were on this. So I'm pushing 648 downloads in 3 days. That just blows me away, right? And you can see that you get all of these. You get overtime, cumulative, more download stats. It even tells you the platforms. So you can see I've had 232 on Apple. Buzzsprout's had 190 in itself because I send out the link to Buzzsprout. Unknown apps, web browser, and Spotify's 37. And my podcast predictor says that this keeps going up every time I look at it. So it started like it was going to be 60 episodes, now 66, then 55, then 155, and now it's saying that it's predicting that my next episode is going to receive 238 downloads. And I set myself a target when I started this to get 1,000 downloads per episode within the first 3 months. That's my goal. And it looks like we could well be a quarter of a way there. This is obviously just a prediction, but this is pretty cool, right? And then obviously it gives you links to all your platforms so you can go and get your analytics direct from them. But this kind of collates with them anyway, as you can see, which is pretty cool. So I'll just show you more apps here. I mean, look how good this is, guys. Like last 10 episodes, last episode. It's just super. It's quite addictive. I've got to say, you could kind of sit and play with this stuff all day. I love this sort of stuff. So you've got all this other stuff here. But it's super simple, and you can obviously add extra podcasts on here, and you get the idea. So the link's down below, and go and sign up for your podcast now. And just get everything set up. If you're kind of like, oh, I don't know if I want to do it, just go, literally go set it up, go and create yourself an image in Canva. Let me just show you actually quickly. I'll pause this a sec. So yeah, you can see this is me the other day. I did this in about an hour, this logo, and this is the one I went with. And this was based on a template that I got in Canva actually. So if I put in podcast, you might well recognize it when we find out. I think it was this one, timeout. In fact, I know it was because look, you can see that was the original image. And then I changed the word time to traffic, out to tube, and then put Paul Murphy. Then I kind of updated it, and I put an image on the back behind it. And then I did that with, I was going to do the headphones like that. And then I kind of sort of changed my mind because I put this here. So yeah, it took me roughly about an hour, and I think it's a really good image. And I got this play button as well from Canva, which was like a YouTube play button, but without the YouTube color. For copyright reasons, obviously, I've just got it with that color. And then I put my logo for Traffic Tube Secrets down the bottom there. And pretty straightforward. And all you need to do if you want to do that is just go to Create a Design, go to Podcast Cover. There you go. And then it's going to give you all these templates on the right-hand side. And you can choose one that you like. Just for now, obviously, some of these are premium. If you want to get a free one, you can just start with something like this, put your image in, just so you've got something on there to get going with. And then, that won't hold you back then from launching your podcast. But I'd urge you to go and do that as soon as possible because I'm 3 days in. And, oh, by the way, if you want to know how much money I made from this, then you can actually see I made, yesterday we did a special launch deal and we got $5,000. So this was only from traffic from my podcast. And I haven't run any ads or anything. I've just literally promoted it to my existing email list. I would urge you to go and do that, get that set up straight away and have fun. And we'll see you on the next training.